When Brad Pitt met Angelina Jolie, everyone called her a homewrecker.
Great actress, and I admire what she's doing.
Did Angelina Jolie break up your marriage?
But no one understood why he picked this girl to start a family.
Why would you kiss your brother in public like that?
I don't see why that's weird. I always felt a little strange.
Angie told me that maybe she should be a more conventional wife and mother.
He made it very, very clear to me, because I'm all over the place, that maybe I shouldn't be somebody's mom.
What makes you guys so strong?
Whatever's got to be done to keep the family together.
But after 12 years together, some secrets were about to come out.
Angelina Jolie is filing for divorce from Brad Pitt.
Pitt replied, "She's ruining this family. She's crazy."
You.
We know that an incident occurred which led to your separation.
Pitt has denied any allegations of abuse.
Why does he have to be supervised with the kids?
He was drunk and there was an argument between him and Angelina.
If you want to make me the bad guy, I'll be the bad guy.
A judge reportedly warning Jolie, stop blocking her kids' relationship with their father.
Not being there is a horrible feeling.
Angelina has poisoned those kids.
She's ruining their family.
My focus is my children.
This isn't motherhood, it's manipulation.
Leaked FBI files reveal Angelina Jolie's heartbreaking claims.
Los Angeles officials now investigating a child abuse claim against Pitt.
Is Brad Pitt the problem?
The judge specifically tells Angelina Jolie that it is safe to be with their father.
Or is Angelina Jolie a terrible mother?
But would you like to say something?
It's 2014. Angelina Jolie is the ultimate modern American woman with a handsome husband, a charitable heart, and a deep devotion to her children.
Do you ever miss being a bad girl?
Angelina Jolie's outspoken, uninhibited approach to just about everything has made her the talk of Hollywood and a frequent target of the tabloids.
She has been called a devil doll and a wild woman.
And who do you do this to?
The chair.
Really? Okay, all right. I get the...
Her odd behavior was out there for everyone to see. The intimate way she kissed her brother in public.
I never thought that people were going to take it in a weird way.
The vials of blood she and her second husband, Billy Bob Thornton, wore around their necks.
I'd rather have his blood around my neck than $3 million diamond.
A tattoo in my private parts, that's gonna hurt. That is a major...
No, it feels strangely kind of good.
Does it feel... What? It felt good?
You get a tattoo, it's vibrating.
Ah, okay.
She says she can't imagine being anything less than completely honest about her life.
But when Angelina met Brad Pitt, everything changed. Seemingly overnight, her entire image softened. The rebel had disappeared. In her place was a woman the world barely recognized, and her marriage to Brad became the stuff of Hollywood dreams.
What makes you guys so strong?
I think 6 kids make you strong. I think a commitment to each other. I think a commitment to understanding each other, and that's bonds of love in my mind.
Their bond seemed unbreakable. But then one day, the world woke up to shocking news.
12 years together and 6 children, Angelina Jolie is filing for divorce from Brad Pitt.
As their divorce unfolded, people demanded answers, and the woman who had once been so open and honest about every part of her life was nowhere to be seen. Angelina's silence became fuel for a media frenzy, and it didn't take long for them to pick a target.
A judge reportedly warning Jolie, stop blocking her kids' relationship with their father, or the court will take away much of their time with her.
The judge specifically tells Angelina Jolie she has to get all of the children on the phone and tell them that it is safe to be with their father.
Angelina grew up in a very rocky family where she did not see her father. And although she might think this is normal, California law does not see sole custody as best interest of the children. She's gonna have to share. The law makes Angie share.
Angelina had to sit back and watch the media speculation about her spread like wildfire, sparking chaos across the internet.
Just another controlling, bitter woman.
They will
and
not.
Unfortunately, it
But this wasn't the first time Angelina's ability to be a mom had come into question.
I hadn't held children in my life,
And I was always considered so dark, and I always said so many things that made me feel like maybe I shouldn't be somebody's mom, because certainly the world has an opinion of me.
She had always felt something wasn't right, long before the world had said it out loud.
I didn't know if I belonged in this world. I didn't know if I never felt calm. I couldn't sleep. Nothing was ever enough. And had voices, you know. Just couldn't shut certain things off. So I went through a period of when I'd feel trapped, I'd cut myself because it felt like I was releasing something, and it was honest. I always felt a little strange or different, and I wasn't laughing very much in my life about anything, and kind of always would see people with kids or married or in love and thought, that's great. It's not my life, and I wish I could have that, but I'm never gonna have that because I'm all over the place, and I'm never gonna be calm or stable or normal or safe.
Convinced she was too much to ever be a mother, Angelina poured herself into her work. But while filming on location, she heard something that stayed with her.
I was told about refugees and refugees returning and landmines. And at the time I thought, I just didn't understand that existed today. Countries full of landmines or large refugee populations. There were just tens of millions of people, and I started to realize how much I didn't know. So I started traveling, and I just asked to go into the field and start to bear witness to what was happening in the world, and my whole life changed. I realized how sheltered I'd been and how fortunate I was, and how, and I felt horrible for ever having been self-destructive or self-pitying, because in comparison to what people really go through, I'm so blessed, and I just felt a responsibility to be a better person.
And one day, while visiting an orphanage in Cambodia, she met someone who saw her in a way that no one else had.
He was 3 months old, and he was asleep, and they put him in my arms, and he stayed asleep, and they put him in the bath, and he stayed asleep, and I thought he was narcoleptic or something. And he opened his eyes, and he just stared at me for the longest time, and I just stared at him, and I started crying, and he smiled. So the fact that this little kid seemed at ease gave me the courage to feel like I could make him happy. And so we became a family right then.
Has he made you happy?
Oh, unbelievably happy, yeah. He made me believe in fate and some kind of, God knows how we found each other, but we found each other, and he's my best friend, he's my everything.
Adopting Maddox marked the beginning of a new chapter for Angelina, one where her humanitarian work and her personal life became intrinsically intertwined. For the first time, she felt a sense of belonging. And in the years that followed, she gave that same feeling to every child she welcomed into her family. Angelina was always so fiercely protective of her kids. So when FBI and court documents leaked, revealing what had happened between her and Brad, the truth hit harder than anyone expected. According to the leaked documents, Angelina, Brad, and their 6 children were returning home from France. But somewhere mid-flight, a quiet journey back to LA turned sinister. Brad had been drinking. Angelina sat across from him, trying to keep things calm. What began as a disagreement escalated quickly. Angelina claimed he grabbed her, shook her, and slammed her against the bathroom wall. Allegedly, Maddox stepped in trying to protect his mom, and apparently things got violent between him and Brad. So Angelina jumped up and grabbed Brad around the neck in a chokehold. One of the children asked, "Mommy, are you okay?" Brad turned to the child and said, "No, Mommy's not okay. She's ruining this family. She's crazy." The man she loved had turned violent and erratic, throwing her deepest insecurity right back in her face. So once she and the children were safe, Angelina filed for divorce. And after years of silence, when she was finally asked about the incident, Angelina responded the way any mother would.
My focus is my children, our children. We are and forever will be a family. That is how I'm coping. I'm coping with finding a way through to make sure that this somehow makes us stronger and closer. I've learned that that there are real things in life to be dealing with and focusing on, and I tend to worry less about or focus less on the incidental things.
You are a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. Mm-hmm. You're a humanitarian activist. Do you ever miss being a bad girl?
I'm still a bad girl.
Yeah?
You know, I still have that side of me that it's in its place now.
You know, somebody said I was crazy because because of certain places I'm going with the UN, and they said, well, that's really dangerous and really stupid and really crazy. And I thought, well, so my crazies found a purpose.
The refugees I have met and spent time with have profoundly changed my life. The 8-year-old girl who saved her brother taught me what it is to be brave. The pregnant woman in Pakistan taught me what it is to be a mother. And the paralyzed boy who'd been shot in the back, with his big smile, showed me the strength of an unbreakable spirit.
I finally feel like this is the right life, and I'm on it now. I was a bit off track for a while, here and there, not exactly knowing who I was. Now I think I know. There's that fire in all of us, and so often when you're young or at different times in your life, you think that there's something wrong with it. It's a bad thing because it's misdirected, and you don't know if you're a good person, and you don't know what you're contributing. You feel like, and that it is that fight and that fire and that little bit of trouble that if directed in the right way, it can be a force for good and brave and wonderful.